Dear viewers, today our guest is Dr. Selam Kidane. Selam is a medical doctor working in Mendefera Referral Hospital, and she's also a poet. She published a booklet on poems with the title Songs of Life. Dr. Selam, it's nice to see you. Thank you for your time. To begin with, tell me about yourself. Who is Selam?
Well, to start with, I was born in Asmara in 1990. I was raised in Asmara. My general education was obtained in public schools. First in Awat Elementary Engineer School, and then in Samaatat Secondary School. After that, I went to Sawa with the 21st round, and after scoring full mark in the matriculation high school leaving examination, I joined Orota School of Medicine in 2010, and I just graduated in 2019 before a few months. I attended my medical studies there for free, and that's how my general background looks like.
Why you chose to join the medical school? Why not literature? Why not engineering?
Well, that's a good question. Well, since childhood, I wanted to read law. I really, that was my childhood dream. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. At the time I was about to join the higher level of education, law school was not available in Eritrea at that time. So I joined the medical school at that time and studied to be a doctor. And that's how I became a physician.
Alright, do you regret not joining law school?
Well, I would be lying if I say it was an easy road studying medicine, because all my wants and desires were focused in law. But in life, as sometimes it happens, it's not what you get, it's what you make out of it. So as I studied medicine, and especially as I started my clinical practices interacting with patients, I started to love it.
And now you're doing your community service in Mendefera Referral Hospital. Being a doctor is about helping people and sharing their pain. How do you feel treating your patients? I mean, and how is their reaction?
I've been working in Mendefera Referral Zonal Referral Hospital for the past 1 year and 6 months. And for me, the idea of being a doctor is about, sharing or being part of my patient's story, of their narrative. In the world, everybody has a story, and I have this God-given privilege, being able to share in their story, to be part of their story. And I'm part of this story from cradle to grave. I'm there when a baby is born. I'm there when a loved one dies. And then I'm there when a mother, a father, or child is sick. And these life-defining moments, I get to be part of this story. I just don't get to be just part of just witness it. I also get to act, and I get to help people, to lend a helping hand, and also to be an agent of change for better, for health, for life. And I feel it's a big responsibility, and it's a big it's a great gift, and I'm quite humbled by it when I think about it.
I know that you have published a booklet on poems with the title Songs of Life in 2015. What's your experience in writing poems, and why Songs of Life as a title?
Well, Songs of Life is my small contribution, a very small contribution to literature. I started writing poetry when I was in my first years in medical school, and at first it was just a kind of hobby, an outlet from the stress of medical schools and everything. And but since then I have gotten serious about writing poetry, and I started writing And when I got a collection of them, I didn't know if they were good or something. They were just my thoughts. I just put them down and they became poems. And so I gave it to Miss Rahel Askaram, and when she read them, she said, like, you should pursue this. And after that, I also would like to take this opportunity to thank Ato Alam Segat Tesfai, the renowned Eritrean historian and author. He reviewed my poems and he gave me encouragement, and the rest, they say, is history. And the title "Songs of Life" is just my poem. The collection of poems are snippets of the life, like they're about hope, love, and death, and these parts or ideas that make life as a whole, and that's why I call them songs of life.
Okay, so you published your poem while you were a fifth year student. How do you manage your time to accomplish both your studies and writing poems?
Well, I collected the poems during a short break from school we had, and then of course there was a part of time management involved, but there is a famous American poet who happens to be a physician too, a pediatrician at that, William Carlos Williams, and he used I know he used to practice medicine by day and write at night. And for me, I usually used to write poetry during breaks between classes, and sometimes when inspiration struck, even during classes. So there is that too, and the other factor is the help I got from a lot of people. One of those is engineer Merhatan Sae Gabramaram and Sanaik Flu. Both this guy, people helped me, make my book real. And there are others I didn't mention too. So it's just time management plus people who helped me make it real.
Are we going to expect another book from Selam?
Definitely.
Very soon?
God willing. We'll be, getting another book.
Do you have any other hobbies rather than writing poems? I mean, I wonder, you might have another hobbies. I can see your ability, Selam.
Writing poetry was my hobby before it became serious. But I also like to read books. I am a literal bookworm. And I also love to take long walks, maybe because it helps me, compose poems. And I also love listening to music.
What's your favorite book? I mean, who's your favorite author?
Well, I can't say this is my favorite. I have a lot of favorite books, but one of my favorite is Anna Karenina, a classical by Leo Tolstoy, and another is Man's Search for Meaning, a book written by Dr. Viktor Frankl.
Who mentored you to become who you are right now? Who shaped you, and what's the story behind your success?
Well, I owe who I am to my parents, literally. They're the ones who helped me to be to become, my father inspired me. The thing is, the greatest gift my parents or my father gave me is the love of learning and the love of reading and that of books. And he also, put in me this idea that that people need to pursue excellence. We really need to strive for it, and that we have to become people of principle. So he put this confidence in me to work life, to get what I want, and to be able, to deal with different problems. So my dad is my hero, and my sisters and other family members also help too. And also there are other mentors. One is Dr. Sanay Woldap, another mentor, Miss Rahel Askaram, who is also a very good friend, a mentor, and who also reads and critiques my poems first, the first one. And Also, this is in life and poetry, but in medicine I also have Dr. Samsam Abai and my patients. They're the ones that helped me to become the doctor I am today. But the process is continuing, so I'm still learning. I have not reached, the end.
As a doctor and as a poet, what's your future plan?
Well, my future plans include both my medical practice and, writing. In writing, I plan to continue writing to get better at it, and then, maybe publish another book. And my medical practice, I hope to specialize, get a, higher education, and then help to work to help my patients and the society.
To conclude our conversation, I want you to read me your favorite poem from your poems.
Well, I don't have any favorite poetry. It's like having a favorite among your children, Yeah. But okay, I will read it. I'm tall in my father's arms. When I first received you, precious, from the maker of all, I fell in love helplessly, and so did he. Protect you, I vowed and solemnly swore. No harm dare touch you, I stand guard at your door. I am your rock, my love through the age, firm and fast. I am your root, so you can be my beautiful fruit. Heed my wisdom, precious. I seek your best, daughter of mine. Guide you I will through the fiercest storms of life. And if you walk away from home, I will always be at the gates, precious, waiting for your return, my lost daughter, to welcome you with a kiss, a ring, and such a I'm always here, precious, holding you steady as you try the wheels of life, and if you fall, by your side, ready to hold your small hands. I gather you in my arms to hear you sigh. I'm safe in my father's arms, and tell the world who told you short, I'm tall in my father's arms.
Thank you very much for your time, Dr. Salam. I really appreciate it. Wish you all the best. Thank you.